My name is Marcela Sardi. I was born in Cali, Colombia, South America, not Colombia, Maryland. I study, I've been always interested in design. I think that was due to my grandmother, which was had a great eye for design. Um, I studied architecture in Colombia, and then I moved to the United States when I was really young, and with two children and a husband. And I finished my career in architecture in the United States, in Maryland. And then since then, we moved to different locations. I lived in Ohio, I lived in New Orleans, and then I moved to Europe, and then I moved back to the United States. And when I moved back to the United States, I did my master's in architecture in Penn. And then I moved to Miami. So I have had a very diverse design career.
My name is Mike Rubin. I grew up in Brooklyn many decades before it was fashionable. And I think my first instance of being attracted to architecture was discovering some of Frank Lloyd Wright's drawings in a library when I was probably 9 years old. I ended up studying architecture also at Penn some years before Marcela was there. And it was an interesting time. It was the 70s. And it was the time that Louis Kahn led the program, the design program at Penn. But there were also a lot of other characters at Penn that attracted my attention and got me to look at architecture and design in a different way. So I studied systems science at the business school at Wharton, of all places, where they had attracted a world-class group of systems thinkers. And I studied anthropology at the anthropology school, and what I was trying to put together is something that would now be called design thinking. So studying how people react based on their culture and group and psychology to spaces that we create, and understanding system science from the standpoint of designing well outside the box, thinking not just about the physical design, but organization and movement. And that's influenced what I've done in my career from the very beginning. So looking at design in a very different way as a form of problem solving.